Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We are doing something very different today. You guys know normally Tuesday is like a training day and I teach something and it's usually all planned out and we know exactly what's happening. And we're going to do something radically different today. Today, I'm going to open it up to you guys. You guys are in the driver's seat. You get to ask me absolutely anything, any question that's on your mind. Now, hopefully we'll prioritize and we'll start with things that are about video or about social media or about business or whatever else. And I know some of you have joked about no questions about Otis. We can absolutely get to those personal questions if that's where you want to spend your time. But this is one of those moments. This is a really cool experience for me because normally we do this in Zoom with those of you that are in the Go Live League or those of you that are in my group coaching program, and we open it up and we say, what do you want to ask? Ask me anything. So I thought, but you know what? There's so many of you that are here on my Facebook profile, that are on my in my group, that don't necessarily have access in that same way. And I just want to share a little bit, some way, somehow. I'm just feeling very called to open up myself and my heart and my mind to all of you and go wherever it is you want to go. So we are going to set a timer because otherwise we'll be here for 2.7 hours. And we're going to go for about 30 minutes and I will answer any question that you have on absolutely anything. And we'll see how this goes. You guys are going to need to let me know if you like this. If this type of access to me is something that you really enjoy, then we'll do it more often. But I wanted to at least try it and see how this will work, being on Facebook instead of being in Zoom. So this is one of those, let's test it. Let's try it out. But I feel like it could be really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and open up comments and so that I can see you guys. Oh, I'm glad that you guys are liking this. Love this idea. I do too. But this is the point where you guys get to drive in, to speak up, ask your questions. You can put them in comments. I guess that's the only choice you have. You could beam them to me. Let's do a Star Trek. No, you have to type them. You have to put them in comments. I also had a couple that were submitted in advance because somebody wasn't able to be live. So we'll tackle those as well. And I've always got these we can draw if we need some extras to pull in. Okay, so let's see. First question is, how often is too often to go live in your Facebook group? Probably need to test it, but wondering if you have a general idea. Oh, that is a really good question. How often is too often? Normally I get the question from the other perspective, right? It's how often should I? And the answer to that question, if anybody's asking it, is it's as often as you will consistently show up. It's more about consistency than it is a specific magic number. If you will consistently show up once a week, then you should go live once a week. There's your answer. If you are compelled and called to go live more than often, then it's a bonus. But that's not what this question is. That question is, how often is too often? And this is, I think you're absolutely onto something here because you got to feel it out for your audience. If you are, one of the things that I say regularly is going live every day is likely on that too often spectrum. Not always, but it's too often. And it's too often for several things. One, it can be exhausting for you. That's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to come up with ideas. It's a lot of pressure to show up. That's a lot every single day. I've done it. And in December, I'll probably do it this December as well. I go live every day. And I will tell you, after about 2 weeks, I'm done. I'm burnt. I need a break. So I've learned from that. And now this December, when we do it, it's just going to be Monday through Friday because I need that break. You need some downtime. And we as human beings, we need downtime for sure. So the other side of going live every day is that it is also exhausting for your audience. It's exhausting for them to try and keep up because especially those of your people who are super fans and they want everything, they don't want to miss anything, they want to consume everything that you have. It's impossible for them to do that. And so they start to feel overwhelmed. And when they start to feel overwhelmed, that's when they start to pull away. And that's not what you want. Okay. So I would say somewhere in between that range is the good thing. So you really got to just feel this for you and feel what feels authentic and feels what's right for you. Another way to look at this particular question is to think about, well, what is my intention? What is my purpose? Why do I want to go live this often? And really sit with that and get clear on that. Inside of the Facebook group, I go live every Tuesday and Thursday. And Tuesday we do training, and Thursday we obliterate obstacles. That to me feels like intention and purpose. And so that feels right. And then, do I go live outside of those 2 times? Only when I feel compelled, only when I feel like I have a message to share. And that just feels good for me. And I think you're exactly onto this. You're going to find your way and what's going to feel right to you. Hopefully me rambling around kind of the both sides of this gave you some perspective. There's no magic answer. I can't, open an envelope like Johnny Carson used to do and know exactly to tell you the straight answer, but you will find your way for sure. And I will tell you that your people will let you know that too. Tune into them. Ask those that are closest to you inside your group. Get their feedback. Ask them what they want help with. They will tell you, I promise. Okay. Next question. What percentage of live videos do you suggest having a call to action in? 100%. 100%. Now, let me clarify that. One of the things that we talked about when we did purpose statements, and if you want a link to purpose statements, if you missed any of that training, drop me a comment and say, send me the link to purpose statements. But one of the things we talked about is that what you should start with before you go live, you should start with your purpose, your intention. And I also call it your what's in it for me, WWIFM, what's in it for me, your WIFM. And you want to consider, what do you want and what does your audience want? Before you go live, before you do absolutely anything, you got to get clear on that. When you identify what you want, what is your WIFM, that's oftentimes your call to action. Sometimes that WIFM is, I just want to connect. I just want to connect with people. I want to help people. And so your call to action in those cases could be as simple as, if you got something out of value today, drop it in the comments and tell me what you got out of today. That can be your call to action, because that's what you feel like you're wanting to get out of going live. Okay? Sometimes your call to action is, give me a heart if you like this. Sometimes your call to action is, click this link and buy this program or book this call. Calls to action can be absolutely anything. But here's what I want to make sure you understand. The real purpose or the intention behind a call to action is application. It's one thing for us to sit all day on social media and consume and consume and consume. And maybe it's not just on social media, consuming content, reading books, whatever you're doing to learn and to absorb and to be inspired and motivated and all of those great things. But if we just consume and 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 consume, and all of a sudden you're like, why are things not changing in my life? It's because you've missed the most important part. You got to apply what you've learned. You've got to put it into action. Okay. So a call to action is you're driving that application for your viewers. You're helping them see a way to apply what you've just given them this golden nugget of awesomeness, whatever it is. You've just given them this mind blown moment. Yes. Now, what are they going to do with it? How are they going to apply it? What is the step that they're going to take? What is the next step that they should take? That's what a call to action is all about. It is not about, I got to sell and promote. Yes, you have to do those things. But the call to action at its core, at its basic intent is that. Some of those call to actions just happen to also be promotions. Hope that makes sense. And I hope that answers your question. Let me know if it doesn't. All right. Next up, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. How do you build excitement for a video that will announce a new offer? Oh, how do you build excitement for a video that will announce a new offer? Okay. I got so many ideas on this. What do I want to share today? And if any of you guys, by the way, as we're going through these questions, If you have an answer to the question, pop it in the comments, because the person who's answering doesn't just want to hear from me. This is a community, right? We've created this awesome community. And if you're watching this on my personal profile or on YouTube, what are you waiting for? Come on over and join us. It's truly special. And I feel very honored that you all are here and on this journey with me. And we all learn from each other. I'm just the guide. I'm just the host. I'm just pulling all of these things together. And yes, I have some expertise that I share with you, but a community is not just one person. It's not only a leader. It's everybody combined. That's where the power of community comes in. Okay, I'm on a tangent, so I'm going to focus again. So my point is, if you have answers to some of these questions being asked, answer them, share in the comments, or reach out to the person who asked it and say, hey, I just want to share my perspective on this. It's a beautiful thing. All right. How do you build excitement for a video that will announce a new offer? Okay. So I'm assuming build excitement is code for how do I make sure more people are on? Is that what you're wanting, where you're wanting people to want to watch the video where you're announcing the new offer? I'm going to guess that's the case. If it's not, tell me in comments and I will reframe. I did a video a couple months ago on 10 ways to get more views on your videos. And that was just general how to get more views on your videos. But I think that's what you're getting at here, is how do you make sure that more people watch this? And the answer is you got to kind of go on the offense. This whole idea of just hope and pray that people show up isn't going to get it done. You've got to invite them. So what are the ways in which you can invite them to it? You can make sure it's an event that's scheduled in your group that you invite people to. You can proactively email your email list and make sure you are sharing something that gets people that want to show up on that live. You can post on it. You can share, hey, you're not going to want to miss this Thursday's live because I'm going to give away a big secret. Okay. People love, think about stories. Inside of stories, like your favorite TV series, right? You love the drama. You love the suspense. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Anytime you can create that builds anticipation for people wanting to show up for that. I think so often it's this notion of you got to give away a prize, or you got to yes, those are tactics that work for sure, but you can do it without giving away a prize. You can do it just by making it like a secret that you're not telling anybody that you have to be on live to get. I've even gone live to talk about an upcoming live because I can communicate better and more clearly on a live, me personally. And I feel like I can build that anticipation much better than I can in a post. So there are lots of different ways that you could do it. DM people. Okay? One of the cool things about Facebook, and this is the case of other platforms as well, but when you go all in on one platform, you got to use all the parts and pieces. My coach, Lori Conkler, she always says that it's one thing to be posting on every single platform. You're on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and TikTok and all the stuff, right? But just posting alone isn't enough. You got to do all the things. You've got to engage with other people on that platform. And when you do, oh my gosh, that's when the magic happens. So if I just take Facebook, for example, if I'm posting on Facebook, but I'm also doing stories and I'm also doing reels and I'm also using my group and I'm also doing invites and events in my group and I'm also on the DMs. When you've got all of those things, think about it like this. It's all these gears. And when all those gears are going, the whole thing works better. So DM people who you know will want to watch that video. DM people who have commented on past posts that are going to watch that. The more you do it, in fact, test this. If you want to test this, this is always fun to do. Many of you already DM me on a regular basis anyway, but if you don't, find somebody new and DM them a couple times and then watch what happens in your feed. Now they're showing up everywhere. That's not magic. It's kind of magic, but that's the algorithm working. So the more you do that with your prospective clients, the more they're going to see your stuff. One of the things we talked about there was also a series that we did a couple months ago on your personal profile, using your personal profile for business. And there's some great nuggets in there that if you're doing those things will help people watch this, see your videos. You got to engage on their stuff, not just put your own stuff out there. So are you commenting and loving on other people's posts? If you want more people to see your video, then you got to comment on their stuff. You got to be on their videos. It's like a give and get kind of situation. Okay. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay. I see I'm assuming this is the same person. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Okay. Got it. Patty says, how do you self-care, care for yourself before and after a live video? Ooh. Patty, I bet you have some really good suggestions for this very question. Self-care is so important. And here's the thing. I think for the longest time, I felt like self-care has to be this big thing, that self-care has to be this, you got to go get a massage. You got to go get a facial. You got to go get your nails done. That takes money and time and effort. And that's crazy stuff your brain's telling you. Self-care can be 1 minute that you take by yourself to just sit in silence and reflect. That's self-care. Practicing gratitude, self-care. Journaling, self-care. Coloring your hair, doing your own nails, self-care, self-care, self-care. It's really tapping into, and I know Patty will like this because she and I just had this conversation. It's really tapping into your inner child. What does the little girl or guy inside you, what's going to bring them joy? What's going to make them happy today? Really think about that. Sandy Bartlett, who actually is going to be going live later today inside this group and talk about, oh my gosh, I just went blank. Sandy, if you're on, what is the name? I can't remember what it's called. Oh my gosh. I should look it up. I can't do it fast enough. Oh, how embarrassing. I hate that. I'm so sorry, Sandy, that I can't remember, but I know it's exciting and I want to be there. One of the things that she shared at some point, expand your comfort zone. Thank you, Sandy. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're on. Okay. One of the things that Sandy taught me early on is that you make a list. Make a list of self-care things you can do in 5 minutes or in less than 5 minutes. Make a list of self-care things you can do in 1 minute, in 2 minutes, because we all have those during the day. We might not have an hour to go and get your nails done, but you got 5 minutes to go and do something that brings you joy. What brings you joy? What brings that little girl or little boy inside you joy? Those are the things that you want to be doing. Okay. Now, what Patty also asked in here is before and after a live video. So I want to specifically touch on that. I think oftentimes we are stressing over this live video. Oh my gosh, I got to get ready. I got to be on. I got to get my description in. I got to make sure I'm in the right place. I got to get my camera ready. I got to get my lights on. I got to get all my stuff going. And then we go right from that chaotic energy into live. Now I'm live. That's where you need to do about a minute or two of self-care. Get all that set up. Be ready to go. And then just sit for a minute. And everybody's going to have a different practice. There's a video and a workbook right now as part of the Go Live Challenge. It's about managing your nerves. But that's probably a great video and workbook for anybody to take as it relates to this very question. Create yourself a pre-Go Live checklist. And that doesn't mean I got to make sure I got my description. I got to make sure it's none of that. It's what do I got to make sure for me? Do I need to do some breathing? Do I need to exhale? Do I need to light a candle? Do I need to go brush my teeth? What are the things that I need to do right before I go live that is going to center me or pump me up? Some of you may need to be pumped up, just depends, so that I can be everything that I need to be on that live video. Okay. After the live video, this really depends on if you're an introvert or an extrovert. Introvert and extrovert is all about where you get your energy. So extroverts get their energy from talking and being around people and energy around that. So I suspect after a live, if you're an extrovert, you don't need self-care. You just got it. You just got everything you needed. You are pumped up, ready to go. You feel amazing. For those of us that are introverts, we're exhausted because we just poured all this out, right? Those things drain us. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't be doing them. It means that we're going to have to protect our time. So every time after I go live, I always have time blocked on my calendar. It takes a little bit of work to go in there and make sure I got 15 minutes blocked. But in that 15 minutes, I do whatever I need to recharge my batteries. That may be listening to music. That might be a dance party. That might be just some silence. That might be going for a walk. But you, as an introvert, you need that extra time, that self-care to recharge those batteries so that you have energy for the rest of the day. All right, Patty, I would love to know other ideas that you have for self-care, and Sandy as well. I know Sandy's got all sorts of ideas around this, so do share those. Okay. All right, let's see what's next here. Oh, this goes back to the whole live. Yes, a sneaky announcement. I'm going to be live in 30 minutes announcing a guest on a show. Yeah, any kind of drama that you can create. Love it. DMs work, for sure they do. And Patty says, exhale is the best way to get to now. Yes. Patty talks a lot about this whole exhale. Oftentimes we want to breathe in, and what we need to do is exhale. Great self-care tip, Patty. All right, let's see what else we got in comments here. And Patty says, a little more on that. Clears the energy to move forward to the next thing. Yes, I love it. Okay, is it helpful for SMM, service provider, social media manager, service provider, to go live? I'm assuming that's what that means. Is it helpful for social media manager, service provider, to go live on the Facebook profile? Okay, I need more in this question. So I'm assuming that you are a SMM. And so are you asking about going live on your own personal profile or on your clients? Give me a little bit more to that question, because I'm not sure I understand it. Okay. Patty says she plays Boogie Wonderland. That's why I like to play music and do a little dance party at the start of the live, because it just gets me going, gets me moving. I enjoy it very much. Okay. One of the questions that got submitted in advance was Tammy D asked, how long do I speak when I go live? Really good question. And here's I'm just going to give you some rules. I like rules because they give me my boundaries, right? It's also what I need to know where I can break the rules. Okay, so know that these are not rules and that you must listen to what Jamie says. These are general guidelines, and I'm hoping that it helps you find your own answer, right? I am never going to be that coach that says you must do it this way. I'm the coach that says this is how I do it. This is a way that I help my clients do it. But you've got to figure out and apply it. I think that's so true about everything. And I'm going on a tangent, so I'm going to restrict myself. Okay, how long to speak? Okay. It really depends on your audience. I'm going to say that first. Who are your perfect people? If they are busy entrepreneurs, they don't got time for a 90-minute session. I promise you, they don't. If your ideal client is 65 retired grandmas, they got time. They want longer time. So you got to know your people. One of the best things you can do is ask them, do a poll. Now, I will say, I will warn you on the polls, because you're going to ask 10 people and 10 people are going to give you a different answer. What you're looking for in the answers is themes, some commonality. Generally speaking, say if you do a poll and it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and all the way down, and you're going to kind of find a smattering in there. And where's that smattering? If the smattering is generally between 20 and 30 minutes, then there's your number. Now, it also depends where you're going live and what you're doing to set that up. If it is a regular live, like this call, every Tuesday, I go live at the same time, same place. It's scheduled. It's on the event. Many people have it on your calendar. You got more time there because people have it in their schedule. They're going to show up for that longer live. If I'm just grabbing my phone and I feel empowered and compelled and I just want to share a message or I want to share a tip, shorter's generally better, less than 5 minutes, because you're wanting people to just get a little sense of who you are and what you can help people with so that they come to the longer sessions. Yeah, so that's kind of the guidelines, right? If you're doing a Zoom call, if you're doing a group coaching program or a membership, you usually got more time because, again, people put on their schedule. Usually you can easily take, 60 minutes, even 90 minutes sometimes. And usually that's generally accepted. So I hope that gives, Tammy, you some kind of some guidelines. Let me know if you got additional questions or if anybody's got any additional questions. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this is back to the social media manager. So I'm a social media manager. Does it make sense to go live on my Facebook personal profile? Okay. The answer is always going to be yes, because any live that you do on any platform is going to get more play. The algorithm on every platform, every single platform out there, every social media platform out there has said we are prioritizing live video. We're prioritizing video in general. And so if you want to get in front of more people, if you want more people to hear your message, going live is going to do that because it does several things. One, you got the algorithm going for you there. You also get the notifications, at least on Facebook you do. Jamie Hain was live. It shows up in their notifications. And so people will go through that. So you get a little bump in going live. Okay. What I notice on my personal profile way more than my group is that I get a lot more views after the fact. I don't have many people showing up live on my personal profile, mostly because it's not scheduled for me. This is me personally, right? Whereas in my group, it is scheduled. It's every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 noon. I get people who show up live. So there's a difference there, mostly in the scheduling, but it could also be some personal preference there. So I find that on my personal profile, I seem to get just as many views on videos that are not live as videos that are live on my personal profile. On my group, the opposite is true. The reason people want live is because exactly what we're doing right now. You all want to connect. You want to have a conversation. You want to talk with me. You want to clarify questions. You want to ask questions. And that is super powerful. Okay. On your personal profile, it's not quite the same vibe. So if this question is more about, do I need to go live or do I just need to post videos? Honestly, for me, the verdict's still out. I think posting a video just as effective as going live on your personal profile. Now, video over a post for sure is going to get you more views, more, it's going to convert more for you because it does several things. It allows it allows your perfect people to get a sense of who you are, to get a sense of what it's like to work with you. And that is super powerful. That's why you want to go live or do video in the first place. It's one thing when I can create a really cute post and I can have some great words and I can post it. You don't often experience emotion on that. You might, especially if you're a really good storyteller or you're a really good writer, you might have some emotion there. But when you go live and people can hear you and get your thoughts and really feel your energy, that's what's really awesome. So I hope that I answered your question. If not, ask me another one or ask it in a different way. And I'm happy to elaborate more. Okay. We have been going for about 27 minutes now, a little longer than that. And I said I was going to try and keep this to 30. So I'm going to honor that. So that means we got time for like one more question. So if anybody out there has one more question, drop it in the comments and we will get right to it. Okay. So for those of you that are on with me live, and if you are watching #replay. What do you think about the Ask Me Anything session? Do we like this session? Should I do this more often? Do tell me. Tell me in the comments. What do you think? Yes, no, maybe. I like Zoom better. Give me some feedback. I crave feedback because feedback is how we get better. I hosted every Tuesday, I host a networking session inside of Our League, which is a network community. It's a paid service. I love Our League. If anybody wants to hear more about Our League, I'm happy to talk about it. And today's topic was on taking responsibility. And even going into it, I was like, this is kind of heavy, but the discussion was so amazing. And everybody was contributing and everybody was sharing so many different perspectives. But one of the things that came out of this is that we have to take responsibility for our mistakes. Just as important, we have to take responsibility for our wins. Because when we can look at our wins and we can look at our failures and we can say, how do I get better? How do I make this better? Then that's how you grow. That's how you get out of your comfort zone, which is what Sandy's going to talk about later today. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be in that space. So I crave your feedback. I love it. And it looks like the consensus is in. Yes, love it, love it, love it. Okay. Patty wants to know what I'm having for lunch. Today is going to be a berry smoothie. Okay. Because I don't have much time for much else. So I made it this morning and I'm having part 2 for lunch. I had it for breakfast, having for lunch. Okay. The other question in here is, what is the secret of your energy? Oh my gosh. What is the secret? I have a magic wand and no. Here's the thing that usually surprises people. Usually what surprises people is that I'm an introvert and that I am very shy. I was a super shy kid. I hid behind my mom's legs at family events. You know the pictures you have of your kids, of you as a child at holidays at grandma's house. You rarely see Jamie because Jamie is behind mom's legs. That's how shy I was. So what you see is learned behavior. It is a skill. And even if you are a super shy, super introverted person like I am, it is a skill that it's a muscle you can develop. And that's what I do. That's what I can help you with. Anyway, so where does it come from? I think the secret is that I have sat down, and this is a really good activity if you've never done this, is to stop and reflect and say, what do I want my perfect people, my perfect person, to think or feel at the end of my video? What do I want the person who's going to watch this video? What is my ultimate goal? What do I want them to think about or feel about me at the end of the video? And write down some words. I want them to feel inspired. I want them to feel motivated. I want them to feel whatever those words are for you. Write them on a list. And then right next to it, how do I make sure they get there? So one of the things fun is always on my list because I am a big believer in you got to have fun. Work without fun. I mean, who wants to do that? I also very much believe that the work that I do in helping you guys manage your nerves and show up on video, it's hard and it's scary and it's intimidating. It's all of those things. And so if I can show you that it can be fun and that it can be a good time and that it's not scary, that's what I'm wanting you to think and feel. And so I know that I have to show up and make it feel that way, make it feel easy and effortless and all of those things, because that empowers you. I can't tell you how many times I will have one of you that will say something to me like, I just want some of your energy. I just want to be around you. I want your energy. That's intentional. I want you to feel that way. That's part of my model. And every, back to Patty's question about what do you do for self-care before you go live? When I plan out, you guys have seen my notes, my planning tools for my lives. Before I go live, I will just jot down a couple of those words. I will remind myself, okay, in the next 30 minutes, what do I want these people to think and feel? What am I going to do in this video to make sure they think and feel that way? So there is no secret. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's what came to me anyway. Okay. Loving this session. Would love to know more about hints and tips for productive planning. Ooh. Okay. We are out of time today, but I'm going to put this, I don't know who this is, but if you are, I'm going to add this to the list. Next week, I'm doing the Go Live Challenge. And if you've never done the Go Live Challenge, many of you I see the names. So I know many of you have done this challenge with me multiple times. Do it again. And the Go Live Challenge is 5 days of fun. Every day you're going to learn something. You are going to apply what you've learned by going live inside this group. I'm going to give you everything you need to be successful. I'm going to be here cheering you on and all of that. Okay. So every day, Tuesday through Friday, part of the Go Live Challenge is Zoom calls. And those Zoom calls are kind of like this, only we're on Zoom. It's what questions do you have about what you learned today or what you learned yesterday or anything. And we go wherever you need it to be. Those are, honestly, they're probably my favorite part of the Go Live Challenge because we talk about so many different things. And it's not just me sharing, it's everyone sharing. But so I'm going to put this question. Okay, it's Linda. Linda, I'm going to put this question on my Zoom list. Zoom. I'm going to put it on there. So when you say productive planning, are you talking about productive planning for a video, for a live, or are you saying productive planning, just planning in general? Okay, Linda, I'm going to put that on my thing. Tips, productive planning. So what I will say to anybody else, if you've got other questions that you want me to answer, sign up for the Go Life Challenge. Join me in Zoom, and we will go wherever you need us to go. Okay, magic wand. I was chatting with somebody recently about that I actually have a magic wand, and I charged $3 million to use it on you. And they asked if I gave discounts, and there are no discounts. I mean, if you want me to bring out the magic wand, you're going to pay for that. It cracked me up. Okay, seriously, anagram. I don't even know anything about anagram. I don't know what my anagram is. I don't know. So if somebody will send me the link, I will do the test and I will find out what anagram I am, because I have no idea. I've never done it. I don't even know anything about it. You know what, Tammy? There's a part of this that's true. I am very much an introvert. At the end of my the magic wand discount. That's so funny. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, back to Tammy. There's some truth in that, because at the end of the live, if I feel like if I've done my job right, if I have poured my whole self into that live and poured it into all of you, I should be exhausted. I want to be exhausted. I look at that exhaustion as I did my freaking job today. But what I have to do is I can't do back-to-back lives. I got to have a buffer zone in there, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes, because I got to recharge my batteries. But there is some truth in here. I don't know that the energy is faked, but it's definitely, what's the word? It's definitely projected, right? I want to project this energy for sure. It's amplified. It doesn't mean that it's fake, but I'm definitely turning it up, if that makes sense. And I know some of you are like, okay, I have DM'd with you. I have been on calls with you. You are like this all the time. Well, that's true too. But sometimes you do gotta, it's almost like it's a stage. And even the most introverted actors can be amazing on camera. And then you see them on an interview. Tell me if this has ever happened to you. You see them on an interview and you're like, what a dud, right? It is a projection. You are on stage, and this is the energy I want people to have and feel. And so it is projected, not faked, projected. But exhaustion is a true thing. Okay. I'm going to go through these comments. So we're going way longer than 30, but that's okay. I hope you love it. Awesome challenge. Thank you, Patty. I love it. I often have people tell me, why are you not charging for this? I had somebody just the other day say, you need to pull this. You need to rein this back in. No, I don't. It's freaking awesome. That's why I only do it quarterly, because otherwise it'd be too much. Okay. So Linda says, yes, planning lives. Okay. Got it. On Thursday of the challenge, I go through this guy. I go through my Post-it note model in the Zoom call. So if you can't attend all of the Zoom calls as part of the challenge, make Thursday, because I will go through how I plan out my lives. Ooh, someone's talking about me or thinking about me. My nose is itching. Okay. Yeah, you probably do need a new webcam. Okay, let me just say this very, very quickly. The camera in our phones, although some phones are much better, and the camera that's integrated into your computer is crap. These are manufacturers. They're trying to sell you a cell phone and they're trying to sell you a laptop. They're not trying to sell you a camera. So yes, external USB camera will make a huge difference. It not only will improve your video quality because it's better glass, it's a better lens, and it's going to bring in more light. It'll improve your lighting as well, and better microphone. So highly recommend. Okay, let's see here. What do you do to recharge your energy in 15 minutes? For me, it's quiet. I need quiet. I need silence. I need non-work time. I need to play with my dog. I need to go walk outside. Any of those things I can do in 15 minutes and recharge my energy. Interestingly enough, another thing that recharges my energy is DMing, which seems counterintuitive because I'm an introvert, but there's something about the magic of the DM that charges me up. Now, I don't know that I would do that after a live to recharge my batteries, but I know if I'm having one of those days where I'm just like, and we all have them. We're human beings. We all have them. And I'll look at whatever I have on my to-do list and I'll be like, is this how I want to spend my day? It's likely the activities you have in your day that are making you be like, so I have been known to be like, scrap that. I'm going to DM all day. And it magically turns my mood around. So that's not necessarily recharge my energy, but it's about getting in the right energy. in the right space. Sandy says, your challenge is a fabulous lead magnet. Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you. That's why I don't change it. And I honestly should do it more often, but I can't. It makes it special when it's only once a quarter, you know? Jeb says, I love the challenge. I've got so many deadlines that conflict, but I might be able to participate. Here's the thing. Participate in whatever you can. I was talking to somebody the other day on the DM, and she was like, I just don't know that I can, really fully participate. Should I do this one or should I wait until October? I'm like, don't wait. Start. Even if you can only watch one day, or maybe you can only watch the videos, or maybe you can only go to the Zoom calls, whatever. Participate in whatever level you want, and then do it again. And every time you're going to get better and better. That's one of the things that's a common theme. The people that have gone through this challenge more than once, they say, I learn something every time. I get better. It gets easier every single time. So participate in whatever level you can. Okay. I believe I have answered all of your questions. So I'm going to wrap us up. It seems like this is a win. You guys like this. So I will figure out how to do this maybe once a month. We will do an Ask Me Anything question. You guys can bring them in. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for participating with me. But here's we're going to come down. We talked about call to action before. So I got a call to action for you today. And I know most of you are like, she's going to call to action. Come join my Go Life Challenge. Nope, I'm not. What I want to know what you're going to do as a result of this. So I want to know, what one thing did you learn today from this session? Whether it was a tip or an aha moment that you had, what action are you going to take? What are you going to do different as a result of this investment, right? You just invested 41 minutes and 21 seconds. Maybe you weren't on from the very beginning, but a big chunk of time to sit and absorb and ask questions and learn. And I love that it was awesomeness. Awesome-y! But what's the so what? What is going to be different? What is the action that you can take? What is one thing that you're going to apply that you learned today that you're going to do either later today or tomorrow? What's one thing? Everybody owes me one thing. And if I don't, I will hunt you down, because I know everybody who was on. I see you all, and I'm not going to hunt you down. But it is super important to me that you apply something. Consuming won't get it done. You got to apply one thing, just one thing. What's one thing that you're going to do different? Drop those in the comments. And if you need a minute to think, that's okay. I'm a thinker too. Just make sure you come back to this and drop that comment in there. It is good for you to hold you accountable. And there's something about writing it down. That's why journaling is so powerful, because we're actually writing our words and we're setting our intentions. It's why I personally like my to-do list to be on paper, because I'm actually writing it out. And that feels really good to me. Okay. So come back, write it out. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are freaking awesome. I love you all so much. I'm so glad you are part of my life and part of my community. And you are why I show up. You are my big why. So I will see you next time in whatever you're going to join next with me. I'll see you there. Be there, be square. All right, guys. Bye.